back. We're so excited to bring you another episode of Women Off-Road Warriors, where we celebrate women in off-roading and all things adventure. I'm April, and I'm joined by my amazing co-hosts, Lily and Chrissy.
Hi.
And today we have a very special guest joining us, Audrey, known by many as that Belgian Jeep girl.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
We are so glad you're here. Thank you for coming and joining us. We can't wait to dive into everything about you, your build, your journey into Jeeping, and of course, some of the amazing work you're doing in the off-road community. But first, let's spill the tea.
Ooh. I have a new cup.
I love your cup. That's so
cup too.
cool.
My
So
tea
who
is
wants
that
to
I
go
actually have
first?
soup. I have
wait,
soup in my teacup.
I did my nails.
I love it.
I
They
did.
look good.
I wasn't gonna, and then I was there, and I'm just like, just go ahead.
Yes.
I'm envious. look good. I wish I could. They're so pretty. I just can't function, but they look good.
Can you grow your own nails, Chrissy? Like a little bit?
Just a little bit. Like they're pretty paper thin, but
Yeah.
I love the look of nails being done. I'm too feral. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't operate.
I didn't realize I used to wear them really, really long, and now I look at pictures from 3 years ago, and they're like so long. And I was like, wow. And I started kind of shortening it more and more. The more I started working on my Jeep, I started shortening my nails more. And I was like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, I have to have mine done. I can't look at it, and
you're so
it has to have
good.
colors.
Yeah.
Colors. But I agree, it's hard to work on the Jeep with nails.
Yes.
It is.
The way I see it is like I can have like everything in my hair cannot be done, or I don't have my makeup done. But if my nails are done, I'm happy, and it's something that I look at. It's like I'm
Yes.
looking at them. It's like, oh, they're so
Uh-huh.
pretty. It's a
Because
girl
you
thing.
can see it, right? You know, it's
Yeah.
right in front of you. So, yeah. Did anyone do anything fun this week? Or no one remembers? Lily doesn't remember what she did.
I always have that question. Oh, I forgot. Well, I put a piece of gym equipment, but that was last night. I was like, I have my boy to do those things for me, but like he wasn't available. And I was there like
Paid
2 in the
labor.
morning putting a Jeep equipment together. It was like, why am I doing this? That was fun though. At the end, it was like, oh, this is cool.
What'd you get?
It was like a what do you call a chest presser that you push up and down. It was really cool actually because we were trying to get it from from a company here, but we end up finding the same one in Temu for a really low price.
Okay. Is it easy to order from Temu? I've never have, and I always wanted to.
It is.
I mean, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah,
to hear-
you get nervous about it, but if let's say you find a brand that you already know here, and it's kind of like a Chinese brand, and then they already have good reviews, and they're sending out parts, you can look the same brand in Temu. And the funny thing is, I don't know if I'm gonna call them out or no, but like the price on their website is a lot higher than in Temu. It's like twice the price.
Yes. I have like weekly deliveries from Temu, so
Really?
legitimately I can second this. Temu is awesome.
Okay, I
So
may.
it's
It's
legit and
legit.
safe.
Very
So
legit.
Audrey and I were like, not so sure, but I may have to give it a try now.
You have to be careful. Sometimes you could get things like, they don't know exactly how they advertise it. But if you find a brand, they already have good reviews, you already know it's real. Like you can look it up in Temu and for just half the price.
Just kind of check the reviews, the ratings.
Yes.
Good to know.
Good to know.
I've learned something new already. See? Exactly why I love this.
What about you guys? What do you guys did this weekend?
I didn't do anything, I don't think. I think we just chilled, honestly. Todd got the injector on the tow rig fixed. That went out, so that needed to be done because we're not towing anywhere without that working. So he got that fixed, and we dropped my Jeep off at the shop yesterday just to get everything tightened back down, get an oil change, all that fun stuff before Mopar Heaven this weekend.
So
And
excited.
other than that, we had a lazy weekend, which was nice.
That's nice.
You're going to be busy this
Because
week.
you're about to get very busy.
Very busy. Yes, I love my downtime. When I can get it, I will take it.
And I'm so excited about Brooke's build being there. Definitely see if you can get some footage of her. But she's on the show next week. That and Bougie. So that's going to be exciting as well. We got a lot of ladies lined up that
Yes, we
we
already
can't
getting
wait
full.
to share. So
I know.
yeah.
It's going to be so fun. I'm excited.
I am excited too.
Yeah, looking forward to her reveal. I can't wait. That's going to be cool.
Yes, most
So,
definitely. Audrey, do you have anything fun this week?
no, I mean, we had a bunch of storms over the weekend, so it
Same
was
here.
kind of meh, but no, we had a good turnout. We had a Jeep night at Hooters last week, so that was a lot of preparation, but it was a great turnout, so that was fun last Thursday night. But over the weekend, no, it was pretty chill.
Yeah,
Just spend the weekend at home and yeah, kind of
that's
listen to the
nice.
thunder.
Well, I saw your
So,
pictures from the get together, so that was really cool. Like a lot of fun. You had a
yes.
nice turnout. A very
Yeah,
nice
about
turnout.
27 Jeeps showed up, so it was cool.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
That's really cool.
So lots of fun, lots of fun. Next month we'll do it again.
Once a month?
Once a month, yeah, until
Okay.
October. That's the plan.
Is it always at the same place?
As of now, yes. When I brought up the idea to them, they were really excited. So they're going to do it until October. And then we'll see, trying to share the love with the community and see who else would like to, to do it. But they were on board and we're like, all right, let's do it. Because I know with Hooters, they're kind of like on the merge of, the bankruptcy type of thing. So we'll see if
Oh, that's right.
what happens with them. But so far, so good. So we'll see. But
That's awesome.
hopefully Jeeps will save the business. Maybe.
It's been known to happen before, actually.
It actually
See?
has.
Yeah.
Jeeps are good
Right.
business.
There we go. See?
That's
We've had some
awesome.
smaller local businesses here that we would come together and do group meets and stuff at, and it really did help them keep the doors open for a lot longer than they originally expected they'd be able to. So you guys are doing good work out there. You'd be
That's
surprised.
So that's see. So hopefully, because there wasn't much for the Jeep community. So just trying to kind of revive a little bit. So hopefully,
Yeah.
but it was great on Thursday. Lots of fun and good feedback from the people. So
The Jeep
really
community is amazing.
really is
It is. When we come together,
great
it is
people.
completely.
Yes,
So,
yes,
but tell us about your
yes,
Jeep you built, what you have done. Tell us about it. Like for the people that doesn't
yes.
know your Jeep, what are your plans on it? Like,
So my Jeep is a 2022 JL Rubicon. I mean, it's still, like a work in progress. So sitting on a 4.5-inch lift, 37 kmc bead locks, Synergy steerings, KC lighting. We have, what do we have? We still have stock brakes, but the plan is to upgrade the axle. I'm actually driving on a bent front axle that I did bented at a Jeep Jamboree back in October. So I'm planning on upgrading the axle. So that is the next plan.
what are you going with?
So what's up?
What do you think you're going with?
I would like the Curry axle.
Okay, yeah.
I would like the Curry axle. So would like to go 60s, but if not, I will do the Dana 44, which will be beefy enough and still run 37 and go from there. So that's the plan. I would like to get some PRP seats and harnesses
Oh,
and
nice.
a roll cage for safety purposes. So that would be the plan for the build. But so far she is very capable. I mean, I've been all over the place and been doing great. So minus the rock. The rock did win last time. Fortunately.
And I
Got
did
a
a little
bit.
bit of wheeling with you at Gulch's. So yeah, I've
You
seen her in
did.
action. She can tear it up. Not literally.
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 Yeah,
Listen,
it was fun. What a fun trip.
I ran 40s on a Dana 44 for 7 years, girl. If you get the 44, you're going to be good on the 37s for a while.
So should be good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
More than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pushed every limit possible. Everyone poked at me and said any given time my axle was going to go, but I never did. So I think if you get to the 44s, you should be good for a hot minute.
Honestly, a lot has to do with the driver. You can go over rocks and be very careful, take it slow.
Yep.
A lot of times when something breaks, it's because, people is just sending it too hard. And it's okay. Some people like that. But like if you don't want to break anything, you just have to sometimes go slow.
That is true. No, that is true. I definitely was trying to. I was stubborn and I really wanted to go over that hill, and it was muddy condition, and I just hit the rock just right, and that's what happened. But sometimes you gotta see what your rig can and can't do. I mean, it's either you stay to your comfort zone or you just go a little bit more and be like,
Yeah.
Well, I should have done that and I should have pulled cable and I didn't. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, it's okay. I did what I did and I learned and, but time for upgrade. I mean, what's wrong with that, right? New axles.
Of
Who's
course.
going to
Absolutely.
complain?
Good
I mean,
a good excuse.
Absolutely.
I mean,
So, Audrey, what sparked your interest in off-roading and Jeeps and this whole lifestyle that is what we get to do out here?
so it all happened in Hawaii. When I moved from Germany to Hawaii, so I was in the army and I knew I wanted a Jeep. So as soon as I moved to Hawaii, I went to the dealership, traded my BMW, and got myself a Jeep. From there, I mean, literally a month after getting on the island, went to the dealership, got a Jeep, and from there it was love at first sight. And that was back in 2019, and the build never stopped. Willed in Hawaii, so with the locals, and learned, made mistakes, and I'll never go back. And it's been awesome since then. I mean, fell in love with the Jeep community, learned so much. I mean, I have a lot more to learn, of course, but there's just something about the adventure, about the challenges. What can I do to get better? To what can I do to get my vehicle better? That's just a way of life, and I could never drive anything else.
Hawaii and Jeep sound
And
amazing.
oh my gosh,
Sign me up.
and those views. I mean, what a, yeah.
Is
What a
that your
treat.
favorite place to wheel, Audrey, Hawaii?
So I will say, as of now, yes. I haven't have, like that many opportunities to go out and explore just yet. So I would say yes. And of course, I have a lot of bucket list item and places to go. So over the next few years, like Moab and, West Virginia, up in Washington, Sand Hollow, I mean, you name it, right?
Yes.
But so far, yes, just because of the views and the jungle feel, and yeah, there is nothing like it. Hawaii
Yeah.
was pretty special just because it's so isolated. I mean, it's such a trip to ship your vehicle over there that it's not accessible to everybody. So it's kind of like neat to say that you were able to off-road in Hawaii. And
That's such a good point.
I can say I learned to off-road in Hawaii, so I feel pretty privileged to and lucky to say that. So special place, yes.
How would you describe the off-road in Hawaii? We have mud, we have rocks,
Oh yeah.
we have places like San Halo. Like here in Washington, we have like really wet, big rocks, muddy.
It's definitely not sandy like you would say, like the dunes or anything like that. It's definitely not that kind of terrain. But if you on a sunny day, it can be very dry and rocky in certain space. But if you drop in the valley, it's very muddy and very slippery. So very East Coast-ish, I would say, where you're in between trees and you're just going to not if, but when you're gonna break something type of thing. Like,
Oh, wow.
my door's gonna be dented. Today I'm gonna come up with a scratch. I broke my windshield one day. I came out and a tree I broke my
Right.
windshield and my hardtop that day. And it was jungle condition of slippery. It was an expensive weekend that weekend, but yeah, so, and this reminds me, the East Coast reminds me that Hawaii feeling type of, not the mud again, darn.
That's
I can see
awesome.
that.
Like, come on.
Yes.
So yes, and that's one thing I'm really looking forward to make my way west is the rock climbing and the rock crawling, because I have yet to really experience that technicality, because there was not that really, that come on, warm up those tires so you can really climb. Didn't have the opportunity to do any of that. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome.
So
I think you're gonna love it when you get to go west.
can't wait. I
Do you
can't wait,
have-
ladies.
Some feeling too. It definitely is a really different though. And I really think you're gonna enjoy the sticky rocks. If you like everything else like that, I think it is really just a completely different world. But it's
Like I
fun.
feel like those places like Utah, it is just amazing to wheel. You have traction for days, like and it's like and it's different than anything else, because you see an obstacle, you think like, how am I supposed to go up there? But you just have to trust your vehicle, and also like the rocks over there are just amazing.
My very first year I ever went, I remember Lily was like up there trying to spot me. She's like, "You've got it, you've got it." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" Like, I don't know. And it really did. Like, it's just a completely different world. It's kind of mind blowing at first, but then you're like, this is so fun. Like, it's so different
Wow.
to have traction. It's a novel concept.
Yeah.
And then
Wheeling
Yes.
here is
trail
so
tech.
different for us. You know,
Yes.
I mean, we don't have quite the rock climbs and that's, I mean, we have
No.
some of that, but we don't have, we have the mud and we have,
Like all over the place. Like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
slip and slide right into a
Mhm.
tree, that sort of
I've
thing.
done
Like
that as
very
well.
different.
Yeah, it is different.
Yeah, because like out in Utah, this is like Moss and Hollow. It's like, yes, you have the big rocks and they have a lot of traction, but it's like you're climbing up a little mountain. When you jeep, it's not like big rocks. Like here, you have big rocks. You have to go over big boulders, like gardens of rocks. But over there in Moab, is you're just going up a mountain, like basically like a little hill, whatever you want to call it. So I'm afraid to heights. I didn't know that until I moved here to United States. So being up in those places, it was definitely like big experience for me. Like trying to push my limits as well. Oh,
I
Yeah,
gotta
because
do
you,
that,
Lily,
Will.
you were here in North Carolina and wheeled Uwari as well.
yes,
So
I have the chance to wheel Uwari, everything there. It was
would you
amazing.
say where you're wheeling now compared to Uwari is way different?
It is a little different. So there's some places in Uwari that they have like, I don't know if you know the trail that's called Daniel.
Yes.
That's like a hard, like really hard one. Is one of the hardest one in there because of like the big boulders. Coming here in Washington, like it changes a lot because it's really wet. When you combine big rocks and the wet weather and the mud, like everything, it gets really hard. Like if something
Yes.
was easy to go over it before, when it's dry, when it's wet, it's like like
Yeah.
it's double. Like it gets 100% harder.
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to say that I used to think that over there in North Carolina was really green, but you can't compare it to here to Washington.
No.
I wouldn't
I
think
know
so.
people that fly planes, and they say the favorite place they like to go over is here, Washington, because it's so green and beautiful. So the scenery changes a lot, and I think that's one of the biggest like different. Even though I mean we have a lot of rain, but I mean it's worth
Not
it.
like it can get here.
I second that though. I loved what was it, LB? Is that where you took me? I thought that forest was so gorgeous. And it was winter and it was so green still.
Yes.
It is really beautiful there. I give you that. I loved that
Yes.
forest
Yeah.
so much.
And
I
that's
was-
one. Yeah, you have to come again to see, because there's a lot of parks over here that like, yeah, you guys have to
I'd love to.
experience. Yeah.
I'd love to.
I would say one thing about our trails here, they can change overnight.
Oh, yeah.
They could be one thing one day and the very next day they're completely different depending on the weather.
I
That's
remember
a good
So-
idea.
I hope it's nice weather in August then.
I hope so too, because
I don't
yeah, they a little iffy.
So
They
something
can get
I
a lot of
remember.
iffy.
Something I remember about the trails over there, April, is that you go inside a trail and then you have to get out. You have to follow the trail, and it will last however it is, like I don't know, an hour. I can remember. Like you just get into a trail and you have to keep going into a trail. The trails in here, you have a park, and then you can get out in the trail. Like they have obstacles. You can hit the obstacle, and then you move forward. You can get out of the trail and go to a different one. Oh, and that's like one of the biggest difference that I noticed when I moved here. That over there, like you just have to keep going. Or go back. There's no way
Yes.
out of the trail.
yeah.
Yes,
You're
something that I did
stuck.
notice.
Once you commit to a trail, you pretty much have to commit. So, there's parts of Uwari that I guess we might split up into two different groups whenever we do it with Apex, a front and a back group, but yeah, some of them are pretty crazy,
Yeah.
to
Fun.
say the
I
least.
didn't realize. As long as it's not a muddy mess, I'm hoping it's not a muddy mess.
It shouldn't
anyway.
be
I
a
don't
muddy
miss the
mess,
mud.
but yeah, it's just the slipping and sliding.
Yeah.
So, which is
I
always
know.
fun.
I'm looking forward for that ride too. I did sign up for the Apex. I'll be there
Well, we're
August.
gonna have a really good group. I'm
I did
excited.
one. That's awesome.
I wish I could go back and wheel over there.
Oh my gosh, I
Come
wish
on,
you
let's
could
go. Yes.
too.
To
That would
have
be
the
so
four of us
cool.
together out there would be
Right?
able.
Also,
That would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
We need to figure that out somehow.
We should. We should make like a side trip sometime. We'll just go
Yep.
hit up an East Coast park together. Do
Girl,
a podcast.
let's do
Yes.
it.
Let's do
Let's
it. I'm
do
all
Let's
for it.
go.
I'm
That would be
down.
so
Let's
awesome.
go.
Make it a
Now,
Yeah.
great
Audrey,
weekend.
you're also doing part of, and I'm not sure, I guess you can talk about it some, the Jeep Jamboree, which is in parts of Uari as well,
Yes.
coming up. So you want to share a little bit about that?
Yes, so I volunteered last October for the Jeep Jamboree. So I was helping out with the organization, so mainly with the lunches. So I was bringing lunches, packing lunches, just helping out where I could, right? So they asked me to come back for next year for 2025 to help out again, and then they actually asked me to be part of the 2027 Jeep Jamboree for
That's
all
so cool.
women. So ran by women for all women. And so I will be a trail guide for the Jeep Jamboree 2027. So I'm actually every month training with Jeep Jamboree. So I go up to Uari, and like this next week, actually, I will be up to Uari, and we will be practicing our winching technique with our own rigs with women, and I mean males, of course. They will be training us and sharing knowledge. But yeah, so I'm super thankful to be part of that experience. And so
Girl,
Jeep Jamboree.
congratulations. That's
That's
amazing.
Exciting.
Thank
I'm
you. When I
gonna have
received
to
that
try to make that
email,
trip.
yeah, that would be
I'll have to try to, because
that
Midland
would be awesome.
sponsors as well. So I went to one of their events through Midland and kind of went through the whole thing, did the trail ride and that sort of thing with my daughter. But that sounds exciting. I'm super excited for you. I have my little Jeep Jamboree jacket. I can bring it and wear it.
Heck yeah.
Done one of those yet. I need to add that to my list
They're
of
fun.
events.
They're a
to
lot of
attend.
fun. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to get with you and I'll have to get there. Come
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
see you in
You
action.
let me know.
True. So what do you think are the steps, like if for somebody that wants to participate and join, like what do you say you had to do to be able to be part of the Jeep Jamboree? Like, is there an application you fill out? Like what's the process like?
Yeah, so I believe you can go on their website, and they have, it's nationwide. I mean, national. Actually, no, I think it is worldwide. They organize those trips, and you just sign up for them. So it is very, very well organized. The only thing that you have to organize yourself is lodging, but the rest, all the lunches are covered into your fee, and you just show up and go wheel. They have a registration day that first day, so you pick your trails, you get your everything is organized by, you will be with this group that day, you will be with this guide, and you know where to show up each day, and you just go and have fun. So everything is very safe because there is some rules. I believe the max tire size is 40s, so you're not allowed to have 42s and above. Yeah, sorry, Chrissy. Bummer. So
Jeep Jamboree time.
there are some restrictions. Now you guys are too big, darn it, making it too easy probably. But so everything is mentioned on their website, and yeah, just come and have fun. And at night they usually have like we had for the last day, we had somebody who came and sang. We had a cake. I mean, the food was delicious. It was fresh every day, cooked right there on the grill. I mean, they really put a good show, literally. I mean, they really, really do. Good ambience. People camp, people do Airbnb, hotel. I mean, it was great. I really highly recommend, especially for people, I would say, if they don't really know what to expect and they really want to learn. Okay, I have a Jeep, what now? You just show up and, okay, what do I do? And you have those people, you're kind of taken in charge, and they walk you through, really. So it's not intimidating, and you're like a big old family. Jeep
That's
Oh
community.
yeah. And I'd say it's a good intro 101 type
Absolutely.
course. And matter of fact, I put Amber behind the wheel. So she really got some experience there and enjoyed it. And they just walked her through it. But gosh, she was probably 16 at the time.
Oh, how fun. What a cool
So yeah,
experience that was for her. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So
That
it's
sounds like a great event.
extremely well run and
It
organized.
is. It
Well,
is.
I'm
It
sad that
very
I'm
is.
not going to be able to experience.
But You
I'm
could
so built.
always, show up and like volunteer and kind of, hang
I'd
out
be
and
down
just
for
kind
it.
of, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So
'Cause I'd
it's
love
just
to
kind of fun to
experience one
see
myself.
everyone in action and, even help with the trails and, do this, don't do that
There's always something
sort
to
of
do, that's
thing.
for sure. I mean, always.
That's
So
awesome.
cool. Do you have any upcoming shows that you want to talk about that you might be at, participating in, or just kind of going favorites?
I'm planning on being down to Daytona, G Beach. That's the plan. Second year in a row. So I'm sure I'll see you, April. I'm
Yes, I'll
assuming
be
you'll
there.
be down with Midland. I know, Lily, I've already asked you. You are not coming this year. So I know the answer to that. And Chrissy, are you coming this year?
I'm going to be honest with
Okay.
you. I don't love the beach, so I have not
Oh.
attempted to make this one a priority. And everyone's going to come hate me for that, and I'm sorry. I'm just not a beach girly. So, yeah.
But Chrissy and Lily are doing Easter Jeep, so that's like the week before. They're going to be
That too.
hard in that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be a lot to do all back to back.
It would be, yes.
I'm
That's true.
excited.
That's a lot.
But I'm
Great
also
Smoky
seeing.
Mountain?
What was that?
Will you be at Great Smoky Mountain, Audrey?
Pigeon 4. Yes, I will be there. I will be there in August. Yes.
Sorry,
will be
Lily,
there.
what were you saying?
No, you're good. It's interesting because a lot of people they used to go to Moab to Easter Safari. The same dates the event is taking place are instead of going to Moab, they're going to San Halo. So I feel like they're
Ah,
kind of trying to
okay.
transition to San Halo during those days. So I don't know. Let's see if it happens.
That's exciting. Yeah, there's so much going on. I mean, you can just pretty much pick and choose and do whatever,
Yeah.
whether it's the beach or the mountains or some mud or some overlanding.
Yes.
There's always something going on.
Yes.
Okay, so that brings us to our next section. Gonna have a little fun here.
Nice. I love
Take
those.
a break from some serious talk, but would you rather or some road warrior rash? All right. Would you rather, this is for all of y'all, get stuck in deep mud or be stuck on a steep hill climb? I wouldn't love either. Deep mud or steep hill climb. Stuck.
Can I say
Completely
no?
stuck. You got to choose one.
Well, I feel like the mud will make a lot of damage.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the steep climb.
The steep climb.
Pick that too.
The steep climb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we pick how deep the mud is?
Okay, now that, yes. If the mud wasn't so deep, I'd
Let's
go that route.
specify.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather drive a classic Jeep from the 70s or the latest off-roading model?
I
Classic.
I am very like picky. I like to have everything like working on my Jeep, so it's like for me to be driving every day. I want my windows to work. I want my AC. I want just everything.
She wants her heated
so, yeah.
seats.
Newer
She's gonna
version.
go with the latest
Yeah.
model.
I love a good CJ7 though, a restored CJ7.
Wow.
Chef's kiss.
I'm gonna
They
have
look
to go with the
beautiful.
classic too. The classic.
Classic. Absolutely.
But I do get the comfort wanting that. Okay, so this one is interesting. Would you rather win a huge off-roading competition, but with minimal recognition, huge off-roading competition, or never win, but gain tons of respect from your off-roading community?
Never win.
Yeah.
Never win.
win.
Never win. Yep, I agree.
Yep.
I like it.
Respect.
I like it.
Respect.
And I do
Yeah.
wonder, when I read that, I was like, I wonder if guys would have a, well, no, I think guys would say the same thing. Guys
They would
versus
too.
girls, I think guys would say the same thing. But it would be interesting to hear their perspective too. Okay, would you rather take a 3-month cross-country off-roading trip or a weekend at a luxurious off-roading resort?
3 months.
The 3
Cross
months.
country.
Yeah, cross country. I'm a road trip girl, so I
Same.
love it. Yeah, cross country all day.
I thought I might get Lily on the luxury part.
The luxury.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's like I done luxury hotels. I done all of that, and I actually also done road trips. Like you can't compare a road trip.
No, you can't. That's a huge difference between the two. So, yeah. Interesting. But okay, this brings us to our big topic of the day. So, this one is creating and running a Jeep group, which I thought was appropriate for Audrey because she has created so many really cool Jeep groups. And I mean, she's really in the midst of two cool ones right now. But whether you're thinking about starting your own club or you're already part of one, we are diving into what it takes to build a fun, organized, and welcoming Jeep community. And of course, Audrey's here to help share her experiences. Tell us about the groups you've started and why they're important to you.
Thank you, April. Yeah, so actually the first one that I ever created was in Hawaii, and it was an all-woman Jeep club. It was Jeep Wahine of Oahu. Wanted to empower the woman, wanted to get together and kind of don't know how to use your winch, no problem. Let's get together and figure it out, even if we have to pull YouTube and figure it out and Google it together.
I love it.
We will figure it out. Oh, you have a recovery bag and you don't know what's in it? We got it. You never put your Jeep on four-wheel drive. It's a little tough, but it's okay. We're gonna pull that four-wheel drive. We're going to do it together. And we did. And I love seeing the progress. I still have ladies on the island that text me every once in a while, asking me advice on, hey, what do you think about those wheels? Do you think that could be good with the axle that I have? Or I have Megan, who's now driving a Bronco and is doing the Rebel Rally up in California. And that was her first, she took her first trail up in the mountain in Hawaii, and now she's doing the Rebel Rally in California. I mean, it's very cool to see kind of the journey that those ladies have done. So, and those were people that barely had done anything. Pretty awesome, but it started with, just a group of friends. We got together and let's do this. So that was that. It kind of died down now that I left the island, but they're still kind of getting together and ask questions among each other. So success. Now, fast forward to Wilmington, North Carolina. So I moved here and noticed that there was just not a lot going on. I think Lily can tell you, I'm kind of a social butterfly. I love talking. I'm a people person. That's who I am. I just love bringing people together. And I love Jeep, so I think it's a good combo, right? And I'm looking at the page here, and I'm just seeing that there is not a lot of movement. So I'm not making a lot of friends. I'm like, okay, things gotta change. So I came up with the idea. I'm like, okay, coffee, Jeeps, people, it's kind of a good recipe. So let's test the water. And so I came up with Jeeps and Java with the support of few people here in Wilmington and kind of felt the water like, hey, do you think that's a good idea? Should we do it? What would be a good location with a good parking lot? Got with the manager of one of the coffee shop here and they were on board. We went from one Jeep to averaging about 13 to 16 Jeeps every Sunday now. As of last Sunday, we had to move location because we ran out of table in the first coffee place. So success, great.
Definitely a success. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
It's every build. We go from people that have, that are tons of 42s to people who have duckies on their dash. So we have every level, and of course we welcome everybody because, Jeep community, right? So then a lot of people came and brought up the fact that, hey, what if can we come and can a club be formed after this? Because we would like to actually go wheeling. So now the idea was kind of brought up to me. I'm like, all right, are we ready for the next level? So few people that I really made friends with, we got together and we're like, all right, are we ready for the next step? Kind of learned from Hawaii that some mistakes were made from another group, and I really wanted it to be organized. So structured, role, and responsibilities. And Rogue 4x4 was born. So I am the president. I do have a vice president, and we have an event coordinator. We have a secretary. We have a treasurer, we have sergeant at arms, to kind of like oversee the good function of the group, and a social media manager. So we have all of that in place. We meet every month together we come up with events, and it's really kicking off. So we've had a couple of events, and actually next week is our very first beach recovery. So to teach people how to air down, what to do if you're stuck with track boards on the sand, air down. We're actually going to get the jeep stuck on the beach and show them what to do, anchor, and use your winch. And so we really want to do that. But now I would say what makes it successful is I would say surround yourself with people that have common goals, a good team. Make sure that you have, like the same vision, and communication. Communication. Just, I would say, make sure your team has a voice. Everybody is heard, and work as a team. I try to. I'm the president, but I just don't want to be, this is what I want to do. No, what do you guys think? I mean, let's make this work. This is for our community. Let's make this fun. What can we
I
do
love
to
that
make
you look at it that way,
so-
though.
That's
I do
amazing.
too.
That's important.
I really think that is important. And especially we do, I mean, for what because I listened a lot, and a lot of people were like, oh, heck no, we don't want any club. And I said, why? What's wrong? And big stigmas in the community where lots of clubs became having big heads, and and it was bad. So now we have to regain trust of the people, and so that's our challenge right now. It's gaining trust of the people back, and rebuild that trust. So that's what we're doing, and I think we're doing so far we're doing a pretty good job, and trying to rebuild that Jeep community, and we will do it. We will do it, and we have tons of events lined up, and wheeling trip. So I'm looking forward to it.
I would definitely say if there's anyone to start one where you are, you're the person for it. So it's been exciting to watch. And yeah, saw the beach recovery thing. I'm gonna get to something. So you're a little bit away from me, but I'm coming. I messaged her today, and I'm like, all right, as soon as you plan an overlanding, a wheeling, I'm there. Let's do
I'm
it.
looking forward to
So
it. You let me know, April, and
I
you will
so
be
want to
our
do it.
VIP. You
I'm
are our guest of
excited.
honor.
Oh,
So, say
Absolutely.
someone wanted to start a club, where do they start with that? What advice can you give to anyone wanting to do that?
I would say like, so surround yourself with a couple of good people, come up with a plan, vision, and short-term, long-term goals. As far as long-term goals, do you want to become an LLC or a 50C as far as a nonprofit, which at the end of the day is our goal. If we do have members, and because we do want to get into nonprofit and help charities and the actual community do fundraising, that's what we would like to do. But until then, we want to see if we are successful. But I would say surround yourself with a couple of people, see if you guys are on the same, and then plan a couple of events and see if people are showing up. And if they are, then surround yourself, get people on board, and create your little committee. And from there, come up with a logo, a name, and you have a club.
that's awesome.
I like it.
Definitely
advice.
people that you trust, and people that you are on the same page and have good communication. Because I would say, I mean, I have witnessed it, unfortunately, having people to get along can be tricky, can be
Yeah.
challenging.
True.
Having people working together. I mean, I'm sure like in a workplace, I mean, anywhere really, but when people volunteer for no money, that's another that's another
Very true. You have to love it. Yeah.
you have to love it. And whew.
I like
That's
the part where
awesome.
you talked about the charity. Have you thought about what type of charity you might want to
So
kind of go for?
we haven't really dig too much into it, but anything for the homeless, or even for the kids, for like back to school type of thing, gathering school supplies for when school comes back up, or anything, when there is disasters, even for animals, when when the hurricane happened, we did the toy draft for Christmas. So we gathered tons and tons of toys, and then we drove them in Western North Carolina. That wasn't with our group, that was with our local off-road shop. But that's what we would like to do, is for the community, but for the elder. So anything like that for the community, homeless, elder, that
That's
sort of
awesome.
work.
That's
Even
awesome.
trail cleaning, beach cleaning, that sort of thing.
We need to
So,
get
Audrey, what's
some
your
involved with
advice
the
on
Artemis.
sorry.
I was gonna tell her we need to get her involved with the Artemis rally too, because that's your area. But we'll
Oh
have to
yeah,
talk about
definitely.
that.
Yes, actually, oh my gosh, you mentioned it. As a matter of fact, John reached out, and
Oh
Karen,
yay!
I dropped my deposit yesterday, April.
Stop. Wait, is Karen your
She's not my partner,
okay?
but I dropped my deposit yesterday, so I am part of Artemis as of yesterday, less than 24 hours.
My
Yes,
gosh.
congratulations.
Okay,
That's
I'm super
awesome.
Yes.
excited. I'm so
I
excited.
can't wait to see you girls. This is gonna be so fun.
That's
This
So,
is
awesome.
awesome. So, do you know who your partner is?
no idea.
Okay, you're just going for it.
Surprised.
Oh
I'm
my.
going for
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
So how did
Adventure.
you choose your partner, or how do they do that? Like, who drives a Jeep? Did they use your Jeep and your partner's Jeep?
So the first year they did it, this will be their third year. The first year they did it, Amber and I did it together. She was my co-driver, spotter, navigator. But you can pick your own co-person. But if you don't have a co-person, then they will try to match you up with
I
someone.
see. Yeah.
So it's just kind of however it works out. But I'm so excited. I'll be helping like broadcast and that sort of thing.
Oh,
So I
that's
won't be
awesome.
racing it, but helping out
Okay,
behind the scenes. So
that's awesome.
I'm so
So
excited.
the only piece of information that I know is I know I will be using my G because this person will be flying from Texas,
Okay.
so
Mm.
she will not be using her Jeep. So that's the only thing I know.
Oh
Surprise.
gosh.
I have an idea of
Oh
who
wait.
maybe it could be. And I know there's a million people in Texas, but there's just one person that pops into my head. I'm just gonna be
Oh,
curious to see.
she's popped into my
Uh-oh.
head. And she's popped into my head too. Now I'm wondering.
That's awesome.
Huh.
Huh.
Well, now I'm curious and I don't know. Huh.
I got invited, but I'm over here, all the way here. It's like I don't see how to do it, but I didn't think like I could just fly over
Flying.
and
Yeah,
just be a
I've
partner
invited
with
Chrissy
somebody.
and Lily every year.
I
You know,
Yeah.
I send out an email every year and I'm like, okay, 1 year we're going to get them there.
I would love to, honestly. Whenever
That would be
when
It's
my
fun.
schedule's a little less packed, I want to put Artemis in place of something else at some
yay.
point. Like I definitely want to experience that.
It is
That would be so much
so
fun.
much fun. When I
It sounds
say,
like
like,
it.
we've got to do it. We're going to do a whole episode on Artemis, but
We have to.
you
Yeah.
camp at a different location each night. It runs over 4 days and you don't know where you're going to be at any time. But when you get to your final destination each night, they already have a tent set up for you and they bring in a guy who just cooks insanely gourmet, wonderful. They hang lights in the trees and they just make it really nice. I mean, it's the coolest experience I've ever done. And I'm so thankful that I got to do it with Amber the first year that they did it, but they just keep getting better and better every year. And it's an event that I think highly of. They do a really fantastic job, but yeah, y'all got to get there and be a part of it. But at the very end too, they do like a formal event. So you get to dress up in like a gown or whatever you want
Aw,
to.
I
And
love
they
that.
do
Sounds
awards
really
and
I know,
have
how awesome.
it is exciting. Super fun. I'm so excited that you're going to be part of it. This made my day.
As of
I can
yesterday,
about
so
the rest of the
perfect
show now.
timing.
We got to
that
talk.
really is perfect timing.
That is
That's
really
awesome.
cool. Lily, I think I interrupted you when I got into all that. So do you remember what you were going to say?
Well, I was going to ask her because we were talking about the group, how to get started a group, like what's her advice on like how to organize trails for people that wants to get started on what she's doing. And probably you're like, I really want to do it. I know I have the personality to do it, but how do I organize the events? How do I organize the people? How do you make this successful?
So you mean like going on a trail? Like for a
Like for
trail event?
Yes, when you are doing this group that you are the president of, like what if somebody wants to start their own group, what advice would you give them on how to successfully organize the rides, the trails, and everything, like with the people?
So yes, so for example, on our Facebook page, we have 3 questions, and one of the 3 question is describe your what vehicle you drive and what is your level. So we actually keep track on that. And when we organize our upcoming event, we, per the RSVP that we have, we know who RSVP and we keep track on their level. So we kind of sort of have an idea of what they said, but with the illusion that they are beginner. So we don't assume that they know everything. So just, just in case. In our team, so we do have people that, again, they are built on wontons and they know the trail like the back of their hands. I mean, they grew up here. They go to URE every month once the park opens. So they know what they're doing. So those people will be leading our events when we go up there. So they are quite seasoned. Every piece of recovery that you can imagine, inch, strap, just think about it. High lift, you name it, they have it. When we go up there, we usually have people who trail. So we have a trailer ready, standby. If somebody breaks, we could bring them back down. That's how prepared we are. And, we tell them we are not going to allow any alcohol. So no drinking allowed, unless they camp, then, they can do whatever over dinner. They're adults. We're not going to dictate, but on the trails, no.
That's very important.
Safety
It's
first, So those kind of rules will be reinforced. We will be checking their equipment. We will be checking their winch line. And we will be running. So like for at the beginning of May, we do have an upcoming beginner ride, and all of that will be run through. We will be checking, making sure everything is tied up on their bumper, everything is running properly before we actually hit the trails. So those basic things will be checked before we go anywhere.
Oh,
That's amazing.
That's great.
We will put a disclaimer, say, attesting that the club is not responsible for any damage on the rig, that they are going willingly on the trails, and then anything is possible because, well, anything is possible, of course, but we will be trying to be as safe as possible up on the trails. So
And I
that's
guess that
the best
brings
advice.
us, that's great advice, all of
It
that. But,
definitely.
running a Jeep group definitely isn't always sunshine and perfect days. What are some of the biggest challenges you've ever seen when you're running one of the groups? Anything that stands out?
Honestly, I will say alcohol is the biggest one.
Really?
That's
Alcohol is
surprising.
it's the biggest one. I've seen I have seen people acting like uh, in any settings, not just on the trails, but in any settings. Sometimes it is kind of hard to be like, oh my gosh, this is this group event, and oh, here we are, and oh my gosh, when your name is associated to the event, and again, everybody is adult, so it's kind of hard to tell people what they can and can do, right? Because, well,
Right.
so sometimes it is hard to manage, if I may say.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, but we try our best. Or another, not so difficult. I would say working together. Sometimes it is hard to have everybody to agree on one topic. And that's where communication is important. Because sometimes, no, we don't want to go there. Yes, we want to do this. Well, okay, we need to find something to agree here.
Right.
We can't make everybody happy, but we got to find a
When you're
common
dealing with
ground
all
here.
kinds of different skill levels, I can see where that would be an issue. And, just people RSVPing and not, potentially showing up, your weather, any of those just little things on top of the big things.
Exactly. There is so many like unpredictable things happening and sometimes out of control too. Like the beach recovery was supposed to be last Sunday, but the storm kind of put a dent on that. So we postponed to next weekend. It's understandable. Everybody understood, but it is what it is. We just got to be ready for that. So, again, we do have people, they're big into ducks. Some events are not going to be for this scene of people. So we kind of have, as a group, you kind of have to please everybody in a sense. You don't want to make people feel excluded. You kind of want to have everybody feel included because you have people that want to wheel, but yeah, they do have ducks on their dash, but they want to learn. So, but then you have the hardcore people where they're like, I don't like the ducks on the dash. So you gotta have to find this common ground where, I'm personally not a big fan of the ducks, but it is what it is, people, let's be we'll tolerate everybody. Come on now.
It's all jokes and fun. I
know?
love to be, just making jokes on social media, like with everything. It doesn't really matter. It's just like, to me, it's like I'm just having fun, guys. It's not that
But I
serious.
get it. It's
Exactly.
I collect
but there
dogs all
are
the
some that
time.
are hardcore.
I mean, yeah, but some people, I mean, they take it, you've come across those people where I mean, they take it, they throw it, and I'm like, oh gosh, I mean, we can do that because some people actually really like them. And,
I give
it's,
them to the grandbabies.
I give it to my dog.
Yes.
My
I
I'm
saw
dog
not
collects
someone.
going to stay in
ducks.
my Jeep. Like the second I hit a trail, they're going everywhere. So it's
oh yeah,
not, you know.
they're in my glove box. I mean, you open them and they're all in there, but it's,
We'll keep the special ones. Like, let's say Chrissy gives me a dog, I would keep it. That is from
Yes.
Chrissy. Like
Same.
anything special like that.
I think I had like 3 on my desk that were meaningful ones
yes.
that I kept.
Because
Oh
to be
yeah.
honest, I feel like before it used to be like, oh look, this is a really cool Jeep. Let's just give it a little doggy. And now it's like
Mhm.
everybody gets a dog. Nobody's
Everybody.
special anymore.
Oh yeah, I have some cool
Everyone
ones
gets a
too. I know one of the special one was an army one when I was active duty. One of my friend gave me an army duck, and so that one is special. It's up there in a basket, but I couldn't throw it away. I mean, it has
Oh,
his little beret and is in uniform. I'm like, oh, come on,
that's
So
so
you got to
cool.
keep that's awesome.
come on,
And I used
has
to
a
sell
story.
dogs on eBay. I was taking advantage of everything was going on. So I just bought a bunch of dogs from Alibaba and I was just sending them out, selling them.
I'll have one of yours. Yeah.
And our
Yeah,
next
please
part
do.
was kind of keeping how to keep growing the Jeep group and keeping it strong. But you kind of covered a lot of that, with organizing your trail cleanups, partnering maybe even with some off-road businesses. That might be one of
Mhm.
the things around that you could do. The recovery training, you're doing the beach recovery, and then maybe add in charity rides. But it
Yeah,
sounds like you're doing a lot.
just trying to keep it interesting, and not repetitive, and trying to think outside of I mean, outside of the box. Like on Thursday, in June, we will be partaking to Cars and Coffee in Wilmington here. So car scene, but all the Jeeps will be there. So in June, summer edition, we did it back in December. Huge turnout. We were actually moved to in front of the theater. It was freezing. It was 22 degrees outside. Freezing. But it was a great turnout. So we'll do it again for summer edition. And so just trying to keep it fun and something different. So hopefully people don't get bored and they're looking forward something to do. We came up with a newsletter too. So
That's
keep
awesome.
people engaged, so hopefully it worked. Like I said, we have a lot of work to do to kind of regain that trust in the community here in Wilmington. So,
It
but
sounds
I
like
mean,
you're off to a great start with that, though.
Really.
it's not just me. I have a great team of people. I mean, if when they listen to this podcast, shout out to them because I mean, it's not just me. It's them too. So, I
That's
mean,
awesome.
they're awesome.
So much is going on within those groups. But I will say I actually chose a different topic for this podcast. But then looking at the groups, and then when I saw the one that you started in Hawaii and how that empowered women and that sort of thing, I was like, okay, we're just redoing this. So this was the perfect topic for you. But what would you say are just some main takeaways for do's and don'ts of forming a Jeep group? Having a Jeep group.
The do's and don'ts. As a president standpoint, would you say, or as a group in general?
As a group in general, or even, just anything that kind of comes to mind. Main point that a takeaway to do.
And that's a very good question. Very good question. I would say I'm just going to speak as a president standpoint as in a group. I would say as a president, the don'ts would be to just be self-centered. I would be just make sure, you are a team and make sure to work as a team because otherwise it won't work. To me, make sure your team has a voice. So that would be a do. Make sure you include everybody. The don't, I would say, yeah, I guess don't be selfish. As a group, make sure to reach out to the community. Don't be shy. Yeah, don't be shy. Just get out there. Just get out there as much as you can, and just get out there. Reach out to the restaurant, the charities. Go do the good work. Really, I mean that's what we've been doing, and that's what it works. Be genuine. Just be genuine and be welcoming, and that's what we have been doing, and be welcoming. And I feel people feel that they feel that feeling that it is people feel welcome.
I like it. And I would just say, you know, whether you're looking to start a Jeep group or just be
Uh-huh.
a better member of one, these are
Yeah.
definitely tips you can take to build a strong, supportive off road community, whether you're male or female. So, and if you have a Jeep club, we'd love to hear about it. Drop us a comment on social media, reach out. Maybe we'll spotlight you as well. But thank you so much for sharing all of that. I think there were a lot of takeaways that I even took for myself so that I can apply in our local Jeep groups here.
Audrey,
Oh,
I
well, thank
love having you here. It was amazing. I was like just really excited to hear everything. It's like I love when I get to know more, even though I feel like I really know you a lot because we had a lot of time together in Daytona. But
great
like,
time.
thank you so much for sharing everything. I love this episode. I love having you here, and just it was just awesome having you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Lily.
I second that. It's been really fun. I'd really definitely love to learn more about you this time because I had no idea that you were involved in all of this. This has been awesome to hear about.
Well, thank you very much, ladies. I mean, for having me and giving me the opportunity to share everything, and hopefully more, a little bit at the time. But yeah, thank you so much for the time, and thank you for you guys for what you're doing. So love the podcast. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, before we sign off, I want to remind everybody to follow us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content, and upcoming episodes. And if you love today's episodes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review on YouTube. And also watch us on YouTube.
And don't forget to join us next week when we're covering all things Mopar Heaven with our special guest, Brooke Hawkins, aka Bad and Bougie. If you have a story to share, a question for the show, or a topic you want us to cover in a future episode, comment or send us a message.
And until next time, keep those tires dirty and the adventure alive.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Bye.
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 Well, that was awesome.